John had always enjoyed his quiet life in the small town of Meme City. His days were simple and predictable, filled with work, hobbies, and the occasional walk through the park. But his life took a dramatic turn one fateful afternoon when he encountered an unsettling creature. As John strolled through the park, he saw a groundhog sitting by a tree. Its eyes glowed an eerie, malevolent red. Before John could react, the groundhog suddenly lunged at him. John felt a sharp pain, and then everything went black. When John came to, he was in an unsettlingly surreal version of his own neighborhood. The sky was an unnatural shade of purple, and the ground beneath him rippled like liquid. Surrounding him were several groundhogs with the same glowing eyes. The largest among them, adorned with a top hat and monocle, stepped forward with an air of malevolence. "Welcome to the dreamscape, John," said the leader, Baron Fuzzington. "I'm Baron Fuzzington, and you've been brought here to help us with a dire matter." John tried to get his bearings. "The dreamscape? Why am I here? And what's this about?" Baron Fuzzington explained that an alliance of evil beavers, controlled by a sinister sorcerer, had been using their powers to hypnotize animals and manipulate them into building a massive dam. The groundhogs needed John's help to expose their scheme, but first, he had to navigate a series of trials in the dreamscape to prove his worth. John was abruptly thrust into his first trial. He found himself in a bustling city, but the buildings were distorted and the streets wobbled. He felt an odd sensation, and before he knew it, he had transformed into a massive werewolf. Overcome by a wild, uncontrollable rage, he began tearing through the city, destroying skyscrapers and causing mayhem. Explosions erupted all around him, and the once familiar city turned into a fiery inferno. John woke up, shaken and disoriented, back in the dreamscape. The groundhogs observed him with a mix of approval and amusement. "That was merely a test," Baron Fuzzington said. "Now, let's see how you fare in a different scenario." John was thrown into another dream. This time, he was at a gas station in the dead of night. Everything seemed normal until the gas pumps began to malfunction, spewing gasoline everywhere. John scrambled to control the situation, but despite his efforts, a series of catastrophic explosions engulfed the station in flames. Once again, John awoke, his heart pounding. Baron Fuzzington greeted him with an inscrutable expression. "Your trials are meant to prepare you for greater challenges," Baron Fuzzington said. "Let's proceed to the next dream." The next dream placed John on a sunlit beach, where he was immediately struck by a wave of romance. He met a beautiful woman, and the two quickly fell in love. Their idyllic day was marred by an unforeseen disaster as a sudden storm swept in. The beach became a chaotic scene of crashing waves and howling winds. As John tried to protect his newfound love, a tremendous explosion shattered the serenity, and he woke up once more. "Love and loss," Baron Fuzzington mused. "Interesting. Now, we shall test your resolve further." In his next dream, John found himself kidnapped by a group of sinister beavers. They held him captive in a dark, underground lair filled with strange machinery and magical artifacts. He was strapped to a table, surrounded by the beavers and their malevolent sorcerer leader. While John was being held, he overheard the beavers discussing their grand plan. They were using a powerful hypnotic device to control all beings across the land, and manipulate them into completing their massive dam project. The sorcerer had promised them control over the entire forest in exchange for their obedience. John was able to escape from his bindings and, using his newfound knowledge, he sabotaged the beavers' device. The beavers, alarmed by the malfunctioning equipment and their exposed plot, were thrown into disarray. John woke up for the final time in the dreamscape, feeling a mix of exhaustion and determination. Baron Fuzzington and the other groundhogs awaited him, their expressions serious. "You've shown great resilience, John," Baron Fuzzington said. "Now, you must use what you've learned to thwart the beavers in the real world." Armed with the knowledge gleaned from his harrowing dreams, John awoke back in the real world. He made his way to the beavers' construction site, where he found the hypnotic device still operational. Using the information he had obtained, he dismantled the device and disrupted the sorcerer's plans. The beavers, now free from their trance, were bewildered but grateful. The sorcerer, deprived of his control, vanished without a trace. John returned to his ordinary life, but the experience had transformed him. He had faced unimaginable trials, from destructive rampages to romantic heartbreak, and had emerged victorious. He now understood that even in the most mundane of lives, extraordinary adventures could lurk just beyond the horizon. As he resumed his routine in Meme City, John knew that the dreamscape and its enigmatic groundhogs would always be there, a reminder that reality and dreams were more intertwined than he had ever imagined. Now John can finally reveal the secrets of the beavers to the heroes of Meme City to stop havoc and end the war once and for all.